So once again, welcome back. We're in the back station today. Like I promised you, in December we make a lot of cookies. We make a lot of different types. We fill them with with different marmalades, with different sugars. It's a very traditional way of celebrating Christmas, and with this we have to have them everyone in the house, so they have to be in the house. That is why in around this time of the year we make it with children. We make them. We prepare the dough and we let the children. We have some forms where they point them out, and we bake them. Very easy. So today I make it for the children, that later they can pray, make the dough, put some nice figures out, Christmas men, Christmas trees, stars, everything what they, what is there, what is available. So these are some of the dough. In some videos you have seen, I've made, there's some different doughs which I've made. And now I want to show you another dough, and this is with amandine, or you can use also hazelnuts, but they have to be grinded. So this is now something different. This is something very interesting, because we need eggs, 5 eggs. Apparently, as I'm baking, I've been baking now the rest of the 2 hours. So I have already some chalasia. Chalasia is when I remove the yolk. So these are some of the differences, because with some recipes I use the yolk, just the yolk, and with some recipes I use the whole egg. And with some recipes I just use the chalasia. You understand? So with this recipe I just need the chalasia, and I need chalasia of 5 eggs. So I have here 4 chalasia which I have already separated, and now I have to separate for you, to make for your demonstration how you separate the chalasia. So you need an egg, and you need a small tiffin. That's for the yolk. So this is how we separate them. Break the egg, leave it into the other. So now you have the chalasia, just the chalasia out, and you stay with the yolk. That is what you stay. That is how you separate it. So I'll keep my yolk. Maybe I'll need it for another recipe, but right now I don't need it. So I have here the chalasia. Yep. They are from 5 eggs. These are 5 good eggs. So sometimes you have problems with eggs, the size of your eggs. When you bake, like I said, you need actual measurements, and sometimes you need really to be accurate with your measurements. That you need. Some recipes prefer rather a normal size of eggs. Some prefer a medium. Some prefer a large one. So it's always different. That's what you need to know. So, and I've also, in the last short videos, I've shown you how to make icing sugar. That is our icing sugar, and because we need it for this recipe very, very urgently. So what we need is 300. So for 5 chalasia, we need 350 grams of icing sugar, and we need around 450 grams of nuts, of let's say hazelnuts, or like amandine, when they are when they are grinded, So we need 350 grams of this. That's it. Ooh, it's not coming out. 350 grams. I need you. wow, it's like I got everything. And that's it, you know, that's it. So, and then later on we shall need the hazelnuts. But first of all, we have to use this mister. That one we use it to kind of beat our chalasia, that it gets to a form, you know, that it's like foam. So we will. Once it gets to this form, then you can slowly start to put your egg, you know. That is what you always just a little by little, a little by little, a little by little, a little by little, you know. That you also beat it just little by little. Just a little by little. And that's how it will look like. And then you have to beat it till when it's white. And when it comes to really white, then we can put nuts inside. So that is the consistency, you know. It's formed. So that is how. If it comes to that, then you know you have made something good. Now we need 450 grams of our smashed nuts. I don't think I have enough, but I will use what I have. No problem. So, that's it. That's it. So, now with this one, I don't need to beat them anymore. I just have to push them down a little bit, little by little. So, what I need is a shovel. When you're working home, it's the best place to work, because everything you need is just right where you have put it. So, it's a great eating, great deal. You need something like that and to rack it steady. So now we have to fight to put this thing inside, and just little by little, you put it just down, because that will help it to stay firm, to stay fit. That is not so much. If you just put it inside, it will definitely go. You understand what I mean? That's how it has to be. That's how it is. That's how it is. So that is now your oplad. Now, as next we need our oplad. Oh, that is so nice. If you manage to make such a consistency, that is one of the best consistencies. So that is now a consistency that you can really bake with a safe hand, because you're sure that it is really fast. That is. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That is really nice. That is great. We add a little bit. For this, you will need some hostias, like from the church, what you go to, what the priest gives you. This small round, leaves, oblade. We need them. We call them hostias. Hostias. You need a little bit of it. You need that because you put it on the baking, and you put this thing on top. And you put on the top a hazelnut and you bake. That is the perfect recipe. So now we shall also have to leave it to get just better. And oh, they are nice. That is 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 now dough which you need to be sure, which you are sure that it will not let you down. Okay, that is a good dough. That is, if you make it like that, you have made it perfectly. So that's it. I don't need more. So my thing is, I've used my eggs were smaller than that for my recipe, and this is why I'm now telling you, you have always to look what in internet, what is standing in internet. You have to look what measurements, and you have to think about. That's why I'm saying one might do something and you do not have an idea why that film is fast, what was behind the curtain, and you miss a lot. Because the reason is, I'm telling you, I have a recipe which says I need 450 grams of nuts, but I've used just a half of it, and it's enough. So if you don't know, you will just use that 450, and it will come out very different, different from that what you think it has to be, or that how it has to be. And so, but now I have, you have to think. This is why I'm saying you have always to first try it yourself. Try a lot of, as many times as possible, to see that you get the right thing. Okay. So now we have to cover it up and put it in the fridge just to chill. And after some good 2 hours, we'll put it out and start baking. Okay.